Most people think a breakup is the end of a story, but for Marcus, the breakup was just the beginning of a nightmare he didn't see coming. Welcome back to Retaliation Diaries. Today, we're looking at a man who thought he was a genius. He spent 3 years living off his girlfriend, Elena, only to dump her the moment he found a better option. But he didn't just leave, he tried to use Elena's own savings to fund a secret wedding with another woman. He thought he had covered his tracks. He thought Elena was too nice to fight back. He was wrong. Elena didn't just find out. She spent a week gathering every single receipt, every lie, and every stolen dollar to build a trap that would ruin his life in a single afternoon. If you've ever been told someone needs space just for them to end up with someone else, you need to hear this. Because this isn't just a story about the cheater. It's a story about why you should never ever steal from the person who knows all your secrets. Let's dive in. Elena and Marcus were together for 3 years. To everyone watching, they were the perfect couple. Elena was the responsible one. She had a great job and was amazing with money. Marcus, on the other hand, was always chasing a dream. He called himself a creative, but mostly he was just unemployed. For 3 years, Elena carried him. She paid the rent. She paid for the groceries. She even paid for his car repairs. She did it because she believed in him. They had a joint savings account they called house fund. Every month, Elena put money away, dreaming of the day they would buy a home together. But lately, Marcus had changed. He wasn't the sweet guy she fell in love with. He started picking fights over nothing. He was always on his phone, but he'd put it face down the second she walked into the room. Then he gave her the speech. He sat her down and told her he felt lost. He said he needed to move to a different city for a few months to find himself and work on his mental health. He told her, "I love you, but I need space to become the man you deserve." It sounded poetic, but it sounded like he was trying to grow. So Elena did what any loving partner would do. She let him go. She even gave him some extra cash from their savings to help him get settled. She thought she was saving their relationship. In reality, she was paying for his getaway car. Marcus moved 3 hours away for the first few weeks. He stayed in constant contact. He would call Elena late at night, sounding tired, telling her how much he missed her. He told her he was staying in a tiny, cheap apartment and spending his day meditating and looking for work. But back home, Elena started noticing things that didn't add up. She was the one who managed the house fund, and the balance was dropping faster than it should. Marcus was making small withdrawals, $50 here, $100 there, at ATMs in a very expensive part of the city. Then came the oops moment on social media. One of their old college friends posted a photo from a fancy roof bar. In the very corner of the picture, you could see a man's reflection in a window. He was wearing a very expensive watch, a watch Elena had bought for Marcus, and he wasn't meditating. He was laughing and clinking glasses with a woman Elena didn't recognize. Elena didn't panic. She didn't call him and scream. Instead, she sat down with her laptop and started digging. In psychology, there's a term people like Marcus, they are safety net seekers. They never let go of one branch until they have a firm grip on the next one. Elena realized she wasn't his girlfriend anymore. She was his backup plan. What Elena found next was enough to make anyone's blood run cold. She went into their shared cloud storage, something Marcus was too lazy to disconnect. She found a folder of photos. It wasn't a cheap apartment he was living in. It was a luxurious condo, and he wasn't alone. There were photos of him with a girl named Sarah, who was younger. Her family was clearly wealthy. But the real kicker, Elena found a digital copy of a marriage license. Marcus hadn't just moved away to find himself, he had moved away to marry Sarah. They had tied the knot at a courthouse just 2 weeks after he left Elena's house. He was legally married to another woman while he was still texting Elena, "I love you," every night. But wait, it gets worse. Elena checked the dates on the bank withdrawals. The money Marcus took from their house fund, it was spent on Sarah's engagement ring. He used Elena's hard-earned savings to buy a ring for another woman. Wow. He even used their joint credit card to pay for a honeymoon weekend at a mountain resort. He was literally building a new life using Elena's money as the foundation. He had treated her like a human ATM, and now he was done with her. Most people would have blocked him and cried, but Elena was a project manager. She knew that if you want to take someone down, you don't use emotions, you use facts. She spent a whole week preparing what she called the truth folder. She didn't want to just break up with him. She wanted to erase the lie he was living. First, she printed every blank statement. She highlighted every single cent Marcus had stolen from her to spend on Sarah. Second, she printed his text. She put the "I miss you" text right next to the photos of him and Sarah on the wedding day. Third, she found Sarah's father. She did a quick search and realized Sarah's dad was a very successful businessman who was currently giving Marcus a job at his company. Elena knew that Marcus had told Sarah a pack of lies. She probably told her he was a widower, or that his ex was a crazy person, who passed away. He had painted himself as a victim to get into their family. She didn't mail the folder to Marcus. She did not mail the folder to Marcus. She sent it directly to Sarah's father's office. She marked it confidential, urgent financial audit. She knew that a man like that would open it immediately. Instead, she left a simple note. "Your new son-in-law is a fraud. He's currently using my savings to pay for your daughter's lifestyle. Here are the receipts. Do with them what you will." Wow, 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 wow. The explosion was almost instant. Elena was sitting at a cafe having a quiet lunch when her phone started blowing up. Marcus called her 20 times in 10 minutes. When she finally answered, he wasn't the spiritual guy anymore. He was screaming. He was calling her every name in the book. He said she was evil and that she had ruined his fresh start. Apparently, Sarah's father had called Marcus into his office, thrown the folder on the desk, and told him he had 10 minutes to pack his desk and leave the building. When Marcus got back to the condo, Sarah had already changed the locks. She did not even want to talk to him. Seeing the text he sent Elena while they were on their honeymoon was the final straw. Because the marriage was based on a total lie, Sarah was able to get an annulment immediately. Marcus didn't just lose his new wife, he lost his home, his job, and his reputation in that city. He went from living in a luxurious condo to sleeping in his car in less than 4 hours. He had tried to play two women at once, and he ended up with nothing. A few weeks later, Marcus tried to come crawling back. He sent Elena a long email saying he was confused and that the pressure of life made him do things he didn't mean. He asked if he could stay on her couch just until he got back on his feet, but Elena knew the human logic behind his move. He didn't miss her, he missed the free rent, he missed the safety net. She didn't even reply. She just forwarded the email to her lawyer. She ended up suing him in small claims court for the money he stole from the house fund, and she won. The lesson here is simple. When someone asks for space, give it to them, but use that space to audit your life. Don't let someone so searching be an excuse for them to rob you blind. This has been another chapter of Retaliation Diaries. If you've ever had to hand someone the receipts of their own lies, let us know in the comments. We love a good comeback story. Don't forget to subscribe because the truth always comes out eventually. I'll see you in the next one.